What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Keep It Hoop YouTube channel. Today, I wanted to talk really quick about Steph Curry's game against the Grizzlies and focus a bit more on the passing and playmaking and just his gravitational pull. Just going to be a couple clips. And this was, so yeah, this was his game against the Grizzlies 46 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. They were able to clinch the 8th seed, something that a lot of people didn't count on the Warriors being able to do. With Clay being injured before the season starting, the Warriors getting off to a slow start, Kelly Oubre, and just pretty much the rest of the team really struggling at times this season, James Wiseman even going out. And, before we get started on the actual video, I wanted to talk really quick about just like how impressive it's been to see Steph do this, coming off of an injury-riddled season last year and being older and, even with all the injuries, really carrying this team that, again, nobody really expected a lot out of and just putting up the numbers that he did and winning the scoring title. Shout outs to Bradley Beal, who came in second, by the way. But yeah, I mean, it's just I do still think that Jokic is going to win the MVP. I do think that his numbers are still impressive. Some of it is voter fatigue, some of it is narrative, which the MVP award in the NBA, those things do come into play. But I think Steph is definitely in the conversation. And I think so. I wanted to talk about his passing, right? Because this first clip here, you're gonna see it, and not just his passing, but again his gravitational pull. Because you see here, right? Draymond sets a screen. Conderson hedges really hard and switches. Now, first of all, teams don't even hedge that hard on everybody, and I've called people out and teams out on this before, but there are teams and players who are often lazy in hedging and just how they play screens in general. Now, Kyle Anderson, the solid defender, gets out here, but Jonas Valanciunas, who is supposed to be out here on Toscano Anderson, is all the way down here because he doesn't want to give Steph any easy baskets, right? And Toscano Anderson's not a knockdown shooter, but he can hit the open ones. But regardless, he is guarding all the way down here. So again, this is off of Steph's gravitational pull. Comes down and Toscano Anderson gets a wide open three. This clip isn't even him scoring or him passing, but you see again the gravitational pull and just how much attention the defense has to pay attention to him. And the fact that he put up the numbers that he did with defenses playing him this way constantly every night is what's so impressive. And I'm sure you guys have seen the pictures of how defenses pick him up at half court or how there's 4 or 5 guys on him sometimes, but you really see what he's able to do, right? So he gets a screen. And another thing you're going to notice, the Grizzlies are a pretty physical team and a solid defensive team, and they're able to throw multiple bodies at Steph. They threw D'Anthony Melton, John Morant, Kyle Anderson, Dillon Brooks. Like, multiple guys got their opportunity, or unfortunately got their opportunity and tried, but it just doesn't matter. And he just makes them all look foolish, gets himself easy shots, makes the tough ones even if it's not an easy shot, or gets his teammates open shots. But you see here, like, they hedge really hard, splits the screen. Bane comes over, Steph makes him look silly, gets the finger roll to go. And a lot of these things, like, Steph's just so good that he makes it look easy. But I mean, he has to make the right read. They're playing him physically. There's multiple guys on him. These aren't easy plays to have to make constantly and still be efficient and just night in and night out. This is what he does. I know this is something that's been talked about, but I did want to talk about this really quick. I will say Draymond and his ability to pass at that center position is very important and key for this Warriors team. And why that is, I think this is a really good play that showcases it, is because right when the Warriors have Draymond at the 5, most likely the other team is putting their center on Draymond as well when the Warriors are on offense, right? So what that does is, because Draymond can pass and pass at that position, now you have Jonas Valanciunas, who against almost any other team would be here or here, right? Like, he'd be guarding the paint. But because Draymond has the ability to stretch the floor, not even with his shooting, right? He's become a way worse shooter than he had in the past, but still he's able to stretch the floor in a unique sense with his passing. So Valanciunas has to still play him to a degree here, right? And I think Valanciunas could still just play down here because, again, Draymond Green is shooting a pretty abysmal percentage from 3. But you know what? He's still out here, and that keeps him away from the paint. Now, Steph has a wide open, lane to the rim. And Dillon Brooks has to, or doesn't have to, but he's decided to play him this way instead of, being over here, because Steph is so known for being able to come off screens, getting handoffs, and just catching it and letting it fly, right? So he's able to read Dylan Brooks playing him this way. Again, he has the threat of coming up this way, but makes a really nice read to go backdoor, gets a wide open layup. I do wish guys like Damian Lillard would do this. I feel like guys who are great shooters who can, or at least if they became more willing to play off the ball, could get easy shots like this. It would help out their shots. They'd be fresher going into the fourth, and it would also help them help their teammates out a bit more too. But that's things like this is what makes Steph so good. Is he can do it on the ball, get his own shot, shoot from 35 feet, but he's also willing to play off the ball, and it makes guys' jobs so much easier. It also gives Draymond the ability to do what he does really well too. Because if Steph was a ball dominant player and either couldn't or wasn't willing to play off the ball, Draymond's effectiveness as an offensive player and overall the Warriors as a team, they'd be so much worse, right? So another thing you do have to keep in mind there. So this is another play where you see just how much attention he gets, right? So this time he's starting with the ball in his hands, uses a little screen, a little hesitation, and 5 Grizzlies are pretty much in the paint. I know Ja's not technically in the paint, but he's on his way. Jaren Jackson, all right, Melton, Bane, Valanciunas, like 5 Grizzlies in the paint for Steph. And nobody else is really, right? I mean, you have Looney, I believe that is there too. So you're still playing 2-on-5 if you're the Warriors. And this is all from a guy who, isn't the greatest athlete. He's closer to an average fan's height and strength and vertical leap, but he's able to finish really well with both hands, plays the glass really well, and I mean, again, you just see how much attention he gets, right? Draymond's open, and I guess again he's not a great shooter, but and then you have Wiggins open, and then you're gonna see Jordan Poole slide over, really nice read by him, and Steph finds him for the wide open three, gets it to go. So again, you just see like the thing I want to point out, because he got 9 assists this game, but a lot of times Steph only gets 5-6 assists because he has to do so much scoring, right? If he doesn't score 25 plus 30 plus points, like his team's gonna have a really hard time scoring and also winning. So he has to do a lot of the scoring, and like we said earlier, a lot of times he plays off the ball to let Draymond do what he's doing or what he can do really well on offense. But another thing, the Warriors don't have that many scorers and shooters outside of Steph, but that, not only does that make Steph more of a scorer, but that also limits his assist opportunity, because a few times, Steph's able to find guys and gets them open shots. They're not always converting, right? When they are converting, his assist numbers go up. But I think that there are times when Steph's playmaking or passing get overlooked because he's not averaging the 7, 8, 9, 10 assists that guys like Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook are. But I mean, you can tell that like Steph is so unique because he's able to make his team better in different ways. We talked about the shooting and the scoring, but his ability to draw so much attention away from other people. And there are times when Draymond gets the assist because, again, Draymond's kind of the de facto quote-unquote playmaker, offensive facilitator. But just as much, if not more, credit should go to Curry on some of those assists, because he's the one taking 2, 3 guys away from the whoever gets the open shot sometimes. So I just wanted to make this quick video and just kind of remind people because I think if you just look at the stats, sometimes it doesn't seem like Steph is a quote unquote playmaker. And I think I just wanted to remind people how good he is at making his teammates better in somewhat an unconventional way by taking so much attention away from them. But it'll be interesting to see how that playing game goes. A guy like Steph can explode and win you a game against anyone, right? He has that ability in a March Madness like setting. So it'll be very I'm interesting, excited to watch those games. I've already kind of given my take on the playing games. I don't think they're great. I think it's kind of pointless to play a whole regular season, then play a few more games to solidify the 8 best teams in a conference. But it is what it is. We'll be tuning in and hopefully I can go over some of those games as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. But yeah, we should be back later on this week with some more videos. So stay tuned for that. Follow us on our social media pages, and also be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment on this video. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Peace.